Namaskar. Dear viewers, welcome to the series of lectures on tourism in Gulf countries. This episode discusses the several tourism aspects in leading tourism countries of Gulf region in Asia. This episode has been divided into 5 segments. First, Introduction to tourism in Gulf countries. Second, Geographical features of Gulf countries. Third, Climate. Fourth, Tourism resources. And fifth, Tourism and tourist attractions in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Introduction to tourism in Gulf countries. Tourism in the Arab world encompasses a wide array of activities and tourist attractions in an area spanning more than 13 million square kilometers. The Arab world mainly consists of the Arab-speaking countries and populations in North Africa and Western Asia. The standard definition of the Arab world comprises the 22 countries and territories of the Arab League, 10 countries in Africa and 12 countries in Asia. Geographically, it stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the west to the Arabian Sea in the east and from the Mediterranean Sea in the north to the Horn of Africa and the Indian Ocean in the southeast. It has a combined population of around 422 million people. The Arab world is divided into 5 main geographic regions: the Maghreb in northwest Africa, the Nile Valley and the Horn of Africa in northeast Africa, the Levant in the eastern Mediterranean, and the Arabian Peninsula in southwestern Asia. Egypt is the only transcontinental country by virtue of the Sinai Peninsula, which lies in Asia. The vast area covered by the Arab world encompasses wide and diverse geographical features ranging from deserts and shrublands to the Mediterranean forests and snow-capped mountain ranges. Deserts reign in most of the northern Africa, where the Sahara exists, the world's hottest desert, where some of the sand dunes can reach 180 meters, that is 590 feet in height. The Arabian Peninsula is mainly covered by a range of deserts: the Nephid in the north, which is a stony desert, the Rub al Khali or Great Arabian Desert in the south, and between them the Dahna Desert. In contrast, the Arab world boasts some of the highest mountain ranges in both Africa and Asia. The Atlas Mountains rise from the northern Sahara to peak of 4,167 meters before cascading east towards the Mediterranean and west towards the Atlantic Ocean. The Hijaz Mountains rise parallel to the Red Sea on the western edge of the Arabian Peninsula, separating the coastline from the inland deserts. Mountains like the Mount Lebanon and Taurus Mountains mark the edges of the Levant, providing heavy rainfall and snowfall, thus nurturing the area's forest landscapes. The areas within the Arab world witnessed the first forms of civilization, specifically in ancient Egypt, the Levant and Mesopotamia. Throughout history, numerous civilizations, both local and foreign, settled in and ruled the Arab world, each of them leaving its trace of monuments and landmarks. This made the regions within the Arab world a mosaic of remnants from most of the civilizations of the old world. In some countries, you can find ancient Roman temples next to the Umayyad Palace or a Crusader castle in Mamluk Old Town, or even a Byzantine church next to an Ottoman mosque. Coming to the geographical features of Gulf countries. This inland sea of some 251,000 square kilometers, that is 96,912 square miles, is connected to the Gulf of Oman in the east by the Strait of Hormuz and its western end is marked by the major river delta of the Shatt Al Arab, which carries the waters of the Euphrates and the Tigris. Its length is 989 kilometers, that is 615 miles, with Iran covering most of the northern coast and Saudi Arabia most of the southern coast. The Persian Gulf is about 56 kilometers, that is 35 miles wide at its narrowest, in the Strait of Hormuz. The waters are overall very shallow, with a maximum depth of 90 meters, that is 295 feet, and an average depth of 50 meters, which is 164 feet. Countries with a coastline on the Persian Gulf are, clockwise from the north, Iran, Oman, exclave of Musandam, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia and Qatar on a peninsula off the Saudi coast, Bahrain on an island, Kuwait and Iraq in the northwest. Various small islands also lie within the Persian Gulf, some of which are the subject of territorial disputes between the states of the region. Now next is the climate. The Gulf has a notoriously unpleasant climate. Temperatures are high, though winters may be quite cool at the northwestern extremities. The sparse rainfall occurs mainly as sharp downpours between November and April and is higher in the northeast. Humidity is high. The little cloud cover is more prevalent in winter than in summer. Thunderstorms and fog are rare, but dust storms and haze occur frequently in summer. The Shamal, a wind that blows predominantly from a north-northwest direction during the summer, is seldom strong and rarely reaches gale force. Squalls and waterspouts are common in autumn, when winds sometimes reach speeds of 95 miles, that is 150 km per hour, within as short a time as 5 minutes. Intense heating of the land adjacent to the coast leads to gentle offshore winds in the mornings and strong onshore winds in the afternoons and evenings. Tourism resources. The Persian Gulf has unpleasant climate, then also it is the hub for many airlines and home to many tourists. People come to Persian Gulf to look the marvels like the 7-star property in Dubai. The Gulf has its own rich culture with the modern amenities which makes the Gulf favorable for the touristic activities, and they have all the ingredients to cater to the need of the tourist. As per a survey, Dubai is considered to be the safest destination for the traveller. The potential is immense with Gulf. They have the required infrastructure to make a global destination. The Gulf countries' main tourism resources are as follows: beaches, desert and sand dunes, modern infrastructure, amusement and theme parks, entertainment and shopping areas, aquariums, Islamic mosques, cultural dance shows at the backdrop of desert. Now next, coming to the tourism and tourist attractions in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Dubai is one of the Emirates among the 7 Emirates of the country United Arab Emirates and most populous city in UAE. Dubai is known for its ultra-modern architecture, world's tallest and beautiful buildings, skyscrapers and nightlife scene. Dubai attracted the attention of whole world because of its mighty construction projects in recent past. It has some of the world's tallest buildings like Burj Khalifa. Dubai is also famous for star category hotels, beach resorts and food streets. Tourism is the major source of revenue for Dubai city. Dubai International Airport is the world's best airport and in strategic location connects European countries with Asia in aviation network. Now let us know about some of the popular tourist attractions in Dubai. Burj Khalifa. Dubai's landmark building is the Burj Khalifa, which at 829.8 meters is the tallest building in the world. There is an observation deck on the 124th floor of Burj Khalifa. The journey begins in the lower ground level of the Dubai Mall. Throughout the journey to the top, visitors are entertained by a multimedia presentation of the exotic history of Dubai and the marvel that is the Burj Khalifa. Nighttime visits are particularly popular with photographers due to Dubai's famous city lights panoramas. There are plenty of water features around Burj Khalifa, including the Dubai Fountain, the world's tallest performing fountain, modeled on Las Vegas' famous fountains of Bellagio. Sheikh Zayed Al Maktoum House. Sheikh Zayed Al Maktoum was the ruler of Dubai from 1921 to 1958. His former residence has been rebuilt and restored as a museum that is a fine example of Arabian architecture. The original house was built in 1896 by Sheikh Zayed's father, so he could observe shipping activity from the balconies. 30 rooms are built around the central courtyard with wind tower details on top. Inside are the exhibits of the Dubai Museum of Historical Photographs and Documents with many wonderful old photographs of Dubai from the period between 1948 and 1953. The marine wing of the museum has photos of fishing, pearling and boat building. Throughout the building there are many letters, maps, coins and stamps on display showing the development of the emirate. Dubai Creek. Dubai Creek separates the city into two towns with Daira to the north and Burj Dubai to the south. The creek has been an influential element in the city's growth, first attracting settlers here to fish and pearl dive. The Dow Wharf Edge is located along Dubai Creek's bank, north of Al Maktoum Bridge. Some of the dhows anchored are years old. These old-fashioned boats crisscross the water from Burj Dubai on the left bank to Daira on the right. Catch a water taxi dhow called an abra to get from A to B or sign up for a romantic sunset dhow cruise travelling further upstream. Burj Al Arab. The Burj Al Arab is the world's tallest hotel, standing 321 meters high, located on its own artificial island on the Dubai coastline. It is designed to resemble a billowing dhow sail. The exterior of the Burj Al Arab is lit up by a choreographed colored lighting show at night. There is an underwater restaurant called Al Restaurant, where floor-to-ceiling glass panels in the dining room walls allow you to view sea life while you eat. It is one of the most expensive hotels in the world, with the most luxurious suites costing over $15,000 for one night. Dubai Museum. Dubai's museum is housed in Al Fahidi Fort, built in 1787 to defend Dubai Creek. The fort's walls are built out of traditional coral blocks and held together with lime. The upper floor is supported by wooden poles known as handles, and the ceiling is constructed from palm fronds, mud and plaster. The courtyard is home to several traditional boats and a palm leaf house with an Emirati wind tower. The right-hand hall features weaponry and the left-hand hall showcases Emirati musical instruments. Below the ground floor are display halls with exhibits and dioramas covering various aspects of traditional Emirati lifestyle, including pearl fishing and Bedouin desert life, as well as artifacts from the 3000 to 4000-year-old graves at Al-Qusais archaeological site. Jumeirah Mosque. Jumeirah Mosque is considered to be the most beautiful of Dubai's mosque. An exact copy of Cairo's Al-Azhar Mosque, that is 8 times its size, the Jumeirah Mosque is a fine example of Islamic architecture. This stone structure is built in the medieval Fatimid tradition with 2 minarets that display the subtle details in the stonework. It is particularly attractive in the evening when lit with floodlights. The Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Center for Cultural Understanding organizes guided tours of the mosque designed to try to foster a better understanding of the Muslim faith. Dubai Fountain. Dubai Fountain is set on the acre Burj Khalifa lake. The fountain shoots water jets as high as 500 feet, that is 150 meters, equivalent to that of a 50-story building. The fountain is 900 feet, that is 275 meters long, and has 5 circles of varying sizes and 2 central arcs. Over 6,600 WET superlight, the most advanced incandescent large fountain lights available today, and 25 color projectors create a visual spectrum of over 1,000 abstract attractions. The beam of light shining upward from the fountain can be seen from over 20 miles away and will be visible from space, making it the brightest spot in the Middle East and quite possibly in the entire world. Dubai Mall. Dubai Mall is the city's premier mall and provides entry to the Burj Khalifa as well as the Dubai Aquarium. There is also an ice skating rink, gaming zone and cinema complex. The shopping and eating is endless, and there are nearly always special events such as live music and fashion shows within the mall. The most famous of these are the annual Dubai Shopping Festival in January and February and the Dubai Summer Surprises Festival in July and August. The Palm Islands. The Palm Islands are 2 artificial islands, Palm Jumeirah and Palm Jebel Ali, on the coast of Dubai, UAE. This island takes the form of a palm tree topped by a crescent. The Palm Jumeirah consists of a tree trunk, a crown with 16 fronds and the surrounding crescent island that forms an 11-kilometer long breakwater. The island itself is 5 kilometers by 5 kilometers. It adds 78 kilometers to the Dubai coastline. Palm Jebel Ali is still not completed yet. The major tourist activities in Dubai are desert safari, hot air balloon ride, city sightseeing. Even there is an option for skydiving above the famous Palm Island, that is Palm Jumeirah. Dubai is one of the best tourist destinations in the world, and it should be experienced once in a lifetime. Now next, let's talk about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is home of holy place Mecca, which is known for Muslim pilgrimage Hajj. Saudi Arabia is the country known for its beautiful valleys, striking mountains and Red Sea beaches. The 13 provinces of this country have some amazingly good places to visit at least once in a lifetime, because where there is desert, there is an oasis too. With free public health and school services, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is an Islamic country where visas are issued to the business owners, relatives and friends of Saudi people, Muslim pilgrims and the transit to third country. Masjid alHaram, Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Masjid alHaram is located in the city of Mecca. It is also called as the House of God. It is one of the sacred places in the world. Being the largest mosque in the world, this holy mosque, also known as Kaaba, is the magnificent place in Saudi Arabia where Muslims come from all around the world for pilgrimage. Covering an area of 88.2 acres, This holy land has the capacity for around 4 million pilgrims, and every year pilgrims gather in very large numbers to perform Hajj. Kaaba has a cuboid-shaped structure with simple and remarkably modest architecture. A 20-meter from Kaaba, a very fascinating well of Zamzam water is located, which started in circa 2150 BCE and it still produces water which is also considered sacred. Al Tabayat International City, situated in the city Jeddah, is the hub of attraction in Saudi Arabia for many foreigners who are fascinated by its architecture and crafts. With 300 rooms in 12 different buildings, this museum made up of limestone and coral blocks was the palace of a king, Sheikh Abdul Rauf Khalil, who was a very wealthy merchant. There are beautiful manuscripts, books and equipment in beautiful showcases. This museum speaks itself of the knowledge and learning facilities with the help of portraits, pictures, monuments and explanations. Rock carving sites. Rock carving sites are the amazing historical places in the Saudi Arabia. Jumeirah and Swayamprabha Mosque are the two places known for the rocky archaeological site with many carvings that fascinate everyone who visits this place. The things carved on these stones and rocks depict how people used to spend their lives in the early times. All the evidences that are found at these sites raises the curiosity and beguiles most of the tourists to visit Saudi Arabia. It gives many traces how human population inhabited the land in the ancient times. This place had been home to the Neolithic people, and the Saudi Arabia rock carving site tells you that the country had not always been a desert and has undergone plenty of climatic alterations. Mount Uhud. Mount Uhud in Saudi Arabia is the site of the famous Battle of Uhud, which was fought on 23rd March 625 AD. Mount Uhud is a mountain north of Medina, Saudi Arabia. It is 1077 meters, that is 3533 feet high. It was the site of the second battle between Muslim and Meccan forces. This exotic region forms an intrinsic part of the Saudi Arabia travel guide. Extending from east to west, the mount has a slope towards the north and covers a total of 7 kilometers in length and 3 kilometers in breadth. Next is the Madain Saleh. The exotic Madain Saleh in Saudi Arabia is located towards the south of Petra and is one of the most significant Saudi Arabia tourist attractions, both in terms of historical significance and beauty. This place had once served as a trade link between Saudi Arabia and Petra and had once been the center of civilization. Madain Saleh in Saudi Arabia is an ancient city. The place is dotted with the ruins of walls, towers and also houses. Masjid al-Nawawi, Medina. Al-Masjid al-Nabawi is another beautiful mosque established in the city of Medina, Saudi Arabia, built by the Holy Prophet Muhammad PBUH and currently in hold of Saudi government. The original Prophet's mosque was built by the Prophet himself next to the house where he settled after his hijrah, that is immigration, to Medina in 622 AD. It was an open-air building with a raised platform for the reading of the Quran. Now, the Prophet's mosque has a rectangular plan on 2 floors with the Ottoman prayer hall projecting to the south. The main prayer hall occupies the entire first floor. The mosque enclosure is 100 times bigger than the first mosque built by the Prophet and can accommodate more than 500,000 worshippers. For Muslims, it is one of the best places to be and worship their God. Dumat al-Jandal. Dumat al-Jandal is an interesting ancient city in the province Al-Jawf. It is about 350 kilometers northwest of Hale and 400 kilometers east of Tabuk. It was already established as a renowned Arab center in ancient times. Qasr Marid, Marid Castle, is the prime site of historical importance in Dumat al-Jandal. The name Dumat al-Jandal is derived from the phrase Duma of stone because it was the place occupied by the renowned people in the ancient times. However, the fort is built at the height of 2,000 feet on the territory of Saudi Arabia. Though this place is dry, looking with mud and brick-made walls and buildings, it has a great history for the interested archaeologists who can search for different secrets embedded in its dwellings. Thank you.